Have you ever wondered why some people are more than successful than the others? And this is a topic I'm going to talk about. I grew up in a family of two grandfathers who were both intellectually advanced. One of them was a physicist, the other one was a poet. Naturally, I and the other children in our family were supposed to follow their large footsteps. On the other hand, I was noisy. I was more interested in spending my time playing games outside and causing lots of problems. As being the oldest grandchild, my grandfathers were expected the best grades and the most promising accomplishments out of me. Even though I wasn't terrible at school, but I struggled to feel that my abilities were not enough, that I lacked in skills and knowledge, and I always thought that I could never learn anything new. My self-confidence took a turn in 2017 when I first met Brian Tracy, a public motivational speaker, business leader, and the author on the books of Public Speaking, Self-Discipline, Sales, and Success Principles. This is the person who broke down my false beliefs and transformed my entire life. How, you ask? It was simple. It changed my mindset. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you live your each day with purpose, confidence, and satisfaction? If not, maybe it's time for a change. The first thing is to find your purpose. You'll become what you think about most of the time. Over the time, we constantly feed our mind with information around us, whether good or bad. But do we consider that it builds up into our subconscious mind? And our subconscious mind, which is the most powerful tool, builds up our reality based on our thoughts and beliefs that we hold in our mind. My first purpose was to learn to speak English in a very early age. Yes, English is not my first language. I was born in Uzbekistan, and people around spoke Uzbek. But my family, they spoke Tajiki. It's a very different language. It's a little bit similar to Farsi. Interestingly, I went to Russian school, so I'm supposed to speak Russian. But my purpose was to learn to speak English. This is what I've done. I took a white piece of clear paper, and on top of that, I wrote down my first goal, to learn to speak English. And then I followed up with all the details, things, actions that I have to take to accomplish my goal. I realized that our subconscious mind works as a magnet. When it's charged with a definite purpose, it starts out catching opportunities, ideas, people, and problems that as a result would help me to achieve my goal. In 1.5 years, I took an international English language test by British Council, and I got 7.5 out of 9 band. I was really impressed considering that I started learning English from the alphabets. The next more important thing I figured out is the power of self-confidence. The CEOs, managers, and the heads of large companies, they usually prefer the people who can stand up and confidently speak out their mind. And self-confidence is like a health. When you're physically, mentally healthy, you have a high energy, you have a high power, and you can do anything what you want to do. That's interesting, isn't it? I've understood that self-confidence sometimes build on our beliefs. And the law of belief says that the thing that you sincerely believe in soon become your reality. Every successful person, whether man or woman, they believe in one common thing, that sooner or later they'll become very successful. Just the first and last thing, not to give up. You know, when I've come to the Drexel, I started feeling some problems because the place, people, and the country was really different. I started feeling some stress, frustration, but I realized that it's not going to get me to the right place. So I started making some great research on what to do to change this mindset. You know, I like failing. I adore failing. It all started when I was applying to the college. I do remember how was I unprepared, unconfident during my admission interviews. I remember the interviews with Duke, Yale, and UPenn, and even with the Princeton University. But I realized every situation is a great chance to learn for something new. Then I started reading books and listening to audiobooks on how to improve it. Amazingly, I got the idea that once we improve one of our skills, it naturally improves every other skills we have. In 1 year, I was able to speak up freely with the heads of large companies in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. One of these companies was RVL. It's the biggest oil engineering company in Uzbekistan. I've met our president 2 times, and I had a great speech with him. This is all because of self-confidence. Am I eager to learn from my mistakes? And the other factor that I must mention about being successful is this feeling of satisfaction. Satisfaction is like loving yourself, liking yourself, and adoring your situation, your current status. And every successful people, they're very high satisfied with what they've done, even before when they were not successful so much. And satisfaction comes as a positivity. When you're optimistic, you're more likely to like yourself. You're more likely to be open to the world around you and capture every idea that you have around yourself. I believe satisfaction should be your other most important thing when you consider your great way to success. And I promise you, satisfaction will change your life entirely. Here at Drexel, I was feeling that in the first term, I was not satisfied with what I'm doing. I was less eager to achieve something, even though my grades were great. But this is what I've done. Whenever I have a bad, frustrating situation, I just stop and say to myself, I can do it. I'm the best. I love myself. I love my work. I love my school. I love the people around me. And it basically turns out my mindset to the positivity. And I will start feeling that obsessed sense of satisfaction. Sum up, you will become what you think about most of the time. Your thoughts, as Napoleon Hill says, a powerful tool when mixed with the definiteness of purpose, persistence, and desire to translate into the riches and other material objects. I promise you, when you start living your life with purpose, confidence, and satisfaction, there is nothing in the world you cannot accomplish. Thank you.